had a goal and an assist tonight. Carolina Hurricanes and up their preseason record to 6-1. And for what it's worth, that matches a franchise record as far as preseason victories are concerned for the Blue Jackets. They won 6 preseason games back in the 2002 season, and they match that mark tonight with 6 victories here so far in the preseason.
History, wasn't it, Mark?
I think so, yeah. 2002 would be.
You even remember that far back?
Dinosaurs were still roaming the earth back then.
Nobody had cell phones then.
No, well, only the wealthy did, I guess, though.
Yeah, I guess, and they were huge. They were huge. Oh, we're on camera now? Okay.
Bob McKelligan is with us.
Might want to face the camera then.
There you go. That might help just a little bit.
On the stream here today.
Bob's going to be popping into the dressing room here to get a few more interviews. And once again, youth served for the Jackets tonight, Bob. Marco Dano, Alexander Winberg, and Michael Chaput all standing out.
Yeah, and again, these guys really trying to make their case, and I thought they made it pretty well tonight, especially Marco Dano. And we've talked about Winberg and Chaput the last couple of days here, in fact, for the last week, but Marco Dano really stepped up. I thought he went to another level here tonight with what he was able to do. And I know that Todd Richards sees him as a guy that can fill a number of different roles here as well. So they've got the dressing room door open. Let's go in. Mark, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Bob's going to be heading in for the interview.
We'll head in here and see what we get here.
21 great years. Visit us online at CameronMitchell.com. We will also be hearing the post-game comments of Coach Todd Richards coming up
Come right
in
over
just a
to
few
Matt
moments.
Calvert.
Bob makes his way into the dressing room. Take it away, Bob.
Come right over and bug Matt Calvert right away. He had left-handed shake will work. Hey, congratulations. A couple of goals for you here tonight in 2 different ways, too. The first one, nice and pretty. The second one, more of a Matt Calvert, dirty type goal there.
Yeah, no, it was a fun night. I think we played well as the line. When he's an easy guy to play with out the middle, and obviously I'm back with Cam, and he's my boy out there, so it's always fun playing with him. And it's good to get another win for the boys, and just keep it rolling to the final game.
You talk about Alexander Winberg, rookie, trying to make the team here, but in these last couple of games, he's looked much more than a rookie the way he plays the game. Did you feel that too?
Yeah, I've been with him throughout camp, whether it's in practice or games, and he's not like a young guy. It's not like you're coming off and giving him pointers in different areas. He seems to know where to go. He's very mature for his age. And, he's fitting in and he's stepping up at a time that we need a guy to step up.
Come on, you're not giving him any pointers, really, with your game?
No, I got nothing, man. I got nothing for Wednesday up the middle, but he does his thing and makes us better on the wing.
You guys 6-1 in the preseason, and unfortunately, it doesn't mean you get 12 points, but it does mean you get a lot of confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've had different lineups. We've had young guys in. Some old guys sitting out, some guys in, and different lines throughout the whole camp, and we just keep on finding a way to win. And I think that's the most important thing. It shows we're hungry, we're in shape, we're ready to battle, and we're going to hopefully get another win at home here and take confidence going into the regular season.
Yeah, I know another guy that's a good buddy of yours is Boone Jenner, and he's not going to be available for a while, but when you see Marco Dano do what he did, you see Alexander Winberg doing what he's doing, does it give you any sense of, you feel bad, but you don't feel so bad because there's some guys that are ready to kind of step up and fill some holes?
Exactly. You, as a team, you go through adversity with injuries or guys missing, and you got to have depth in your organization. I think that's something we really have this year, and these young guys are proving it, and they're hungry. And I've been in that position trying to win a spot, and you just want to elevate your game. You want to be the best you can be, and I feel like everyone's doing that, and it's going to be exciting to see who cracks the final roster.
Manny, congratulations on the big game tonight.
Thank you.
Matt Calvert joining us here in the dressing room. We'll move room here. Let's go over here. Alexander Winberg's talking. We'll stick a mic in and listen to what Matt Calvert's sentiment has to say about this game tonight.
I mean, you got to step up, and especially when Boone is gone and Johansson's not signed yet. So try to just help the team out and maybe bring some scoring to the team and just try to play my game.
Yeah, thank you. Alexander, I want to ask you about the first goal that Matt Calvert scored. That was a lot of hard work that you 3 guys did, and especially you. You're drawing 2 and 3 guys to you before you made the initial pass there. Just to be able to go, I'm sure you've done that many times since you've been playing the game, but what's it like to be able to make that play in the NHL and see the success that it can bring?
I mean, absolutely. It's a tougher league to play here, and it's smaller area. But I just try to play the same in every league I play. So for me, it felt good, having good chemistry with those guys, and just try to maintain speed on our skate. And I feel that was a great shift, and luckily we ended up with scoring that. So just try to work on that, and I think we had a couple of good shifts and try to work on that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the 2 guys you're playing with. Cam's got great speed, Matt has good speed, and then he's got that extra gritty factor that you can throw in there too. So what's that like to have those 2 guys on either side of you?
I mean, it's perfect for me. It's just feeding pucks to them and just always try to like find any good spots in the middle. Like great guys have a good hockey sense, so if you're playing with them, just try to go like same speed as they do. And like tonight, I think was a fun game to play, and I'm playing with them next game as well.
Well, I'll tell you, this what's going on here right now is competition for jobs. But do you see this as being a friendly competition where you got whether it's you and Marco or Michael Chaput or whoever it is, you feel like you guys are pushing each other in a friendly competition right now?
I mean, absolutely. We're all teammates here, but you got to fight for jersey here, and there's no. I want the jersey like everybody else here, but you always try to share. Like if Dano's good, making a good like play, I always try to do like better. It's like compete against younger guys, and especially like when it's like small amount of spots left. So I mean, I think that's a good thing, but I mean. Of course, you want the jersey by yourself, right?
That's right. And you and Marco are tied together a little bit more because you were drafted in the first round of the same draft. So I guess you guys will always be linked like that.
Yeah, absolutely. The same thing with Reichel. I mean, we try to stick together. I mean, we've been meeting guys during develop camp and especially here during the camp. So, I mean, he's great guys, but great hockey players as well. So it's always nice to have them around, but you got to fight for them.
Alexander, thanks. Congratulations on a big night.
Thank you.
Alexander Wenberg talking with us here in the Blue Jackets dressing room. Marco Dano's talking, so I'll make sure that Sam, my cameraman, doesn't. I don't want to back him right into the logo because then I get us both thrown out of here. Marco, if I can get you for just a minute, congratulations, man. That was a great game tonight.
Thank you.
Let me. Which goal did you like better? Did you like the one you came right off the bench and scored, or did you like the one you threw off the backhand about 170 feet down the ice?
I mean, doesn't matter for me. The goals count, so it's a great feeling. I can score on the home ice, and also that was first goals of the preseason. So I feel great, but the important is we improve our game and beat Carolina today.
Did it make it any easier for you today going out and playing with the same two guys that you played with in Nashville the other night? Two pretty good players, in Anisimov and Hartnell. But does it make it easier today just having already played one game with those guys?
Sure. Every game with the same guys, it's easier to play. We knowing each other, and it's easier for us. We can see better on the ice where the other guy is staying and better communicate on the ice. So that was easier for me tonight, but they're great players. So that's why it's easier to play with them.
Yeah, it looks like with every game you get more comfortable too, using your speed a little bit better, your reads are a little bit better, and now doing it against guys that are NHL regulars with all of these teams. I was just talking with Alexander Wenberg about the friendly competition. You know, you guys were in both in the same draft class, first round draft picks. You're competing for a job, but probably rooting for each other at the same time. But when you see him make a big play, do you want to come back and make a big play next?
Sure, that was a great play from him. Nice pass, and I just closed my eyes and hit the net hard as I can. And now it's my turn.
See, that's how good you are. You don't even have to look at the net to hit it. Just close your eyes, right?
Yeah, sure.
Marco, great game tonight. Thank you very much. Marco Dano talking to us here in the Blue Jackets dressing room after this 6-3 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. Well, that's about it. A lot of the guys are out of here, so we will head back out. And I will go down to the control room, meet Mark Wyatt, and Todd Richards will be talking in just a couple of minutes. See, I have Sam walking backwards. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, so this is very exciting watching him back all the way out of the dressing room. He's going to punch me as soon as we go to break probably, which we'll do right now on the Scioto Downs Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
go. Mark's mic, 1, 2, 3, check. And we're back in Nationwide Arena. Mark Wyatt and Bob McKelligot with you. The Tim Hortons Post-Game Show continues. The Jackets 6-3 winners tonight over the Carolina Hurricanes, getting 4 goals in the third period of play to put this one away and improve their preseason mark to 6-1. And Bob, before you went in and started talking to some of the players about this game tonight, we were talking about the young guys. Should also mention the veteran, too, Artie Anisimov tonight. Didn't have a great day at the morning skate today or the morning practice. He whacked a stick on the glass a few times because he was upset. Made a great play tonight, though. He's able to stop on a dime after Carolina crept within a goal. Jackets were able to get a goal back 12 seconds later, and Anisimov made a great play to get it.
Yeah, he sure did. And don't forget, he took a penalty late in the first period. He was upset about that, too. But, yeah, he comes back right after it's a 4-3 game. Anisimov comes in, and really, as you said, he just slammed the brakes on. Got some open ice for himself, and what a shot, a wrist shot right by the stick side of Anton Hudobin, and that's what the Blue Jackets need out of him. And again, without Ryan Johansson being here, and you've got Brandon Dubinsky and Artem Anisimov and Mark Letestu and Michael Chaput, and, Letestu, or rather Anisimov. Well, Letestu has a chance to move up with Chaput's emergence here this training camp. And then you've got Artem Anisimov, who he doesn't have to be a number 3 center, which he is more than likely if everybody is healthy, but he very simply can go into a number 2 centerman role, and he's really played well. We do focus on the young guys so much during this camp, but sometimes there are veteran guys like Artem Anisimov that are doing some more things you really like to see out of them, and he did those things tonight.
And Matt Calvert as well, got a couple of goals, including the first goal of the game about halfway into the first period of play. Made a nice deflection on a Dalton Prout shot to score a bit later on, and he also had a helper tonight.
Yeah, he did. He was very good all around tonight, just doing everything he needed to do. And again, the first goal that he gets, it's a hard-working goal by that entire shift, and Alexander Wenberg did a great job of getting a lot of guys drawn toward him and putting the puck toward the front of the net. And then later on, just a shot that comes in from the point, and Calvert gets himself in position after David Savard takes a shot. He's locked up with a guy, and he's still able to get his stick to where he can redirect that puck. Now, Anton Hudobin was right away calling for a high stick. He touched it with a high stick. They didn't even review the thing.
No.
They just talked about it for a second. They pointed to center ice. They said, here we go. That's a good goal. So Matt Calvert, he did. He had a great game tonight. I thought he had 2 really good line mates in Alexander Wenberg and Cam Atkinson, as I just talked with both him and Wenberg about playing on that line tonight. They were solid. They were really solid. You could say they were the number 1 line in this game very easily, and that's the way they played.
Wenberg very impressive, not only making the plays, able to make force some turnovers, made those short, crisp passes too, which really helped set up the first goal.
Yeah, he is just, you can see the intelligence that he has when he's on the ice, knowing where to be, knowing where to pass. And he said it when I talked to him a couple of minutes ago, and he said, I can just make passes and set those guys up. That's his game. He's, he'll score here and there, but he's a table setter.
Yeah.
And when he's in the middle of the ice, he wants guys on either side of him that he can throw the puck in their direction, and they know what to do with it. And if their shot doesn't go in, guess where he's going to be? Standing right in front of the goaltender looking for the rebound. So he's been fun to watch. And again, just like at the beginning of this camp, the scouting report was, if you're looking for a flashy guy, look somewhere else.
Exactly.
If you're looking for a steady guy that's going to be there in the right spot every time, that's the guy you want. And that's exactly the guy that Alexander Wenberg's been.
Now, we are standing by waiting for the post-game comments of Blue Jackets head coach Todd Richards. If you're watching the stream on BlueJackets.com, you've seen some highlights, but you haven't seen the play of the game. You haven't seen the save of the game. We're going to get to those coming up in our next segment. You mentioned Anton Hudobin a little bit ago. I got to tell you, coming down after the game, I know a lot of people probably think these preseason games don't mean a lot to some of the players. Anton Hudobin came down, walked past the Carolina dressing room into the tunnel outside the dressing room and just took his stick and smashed it as hard as he could against the wall, took his leg pad, threw it on the ground as if he was blaming the equipment for the night he had tonight.
Well, you got to blame something sometimes. But he was probably frustrated just with the overall play. I mean, his team, he gives up one in the first period. They come back. They take the lead. The Blue Jackets get it back to a tie. His team's kind of hanging around and making things happen. And then, the final, if you just look at the final score, you think, well, that must have been a really lopsided game and the Blue Jackets dominated it. That's not true. No. And that's why it was frustrating for him, I'm sure. I mean, here's a guy that he and Cam Ward are battling for playing time. He wants the bulk of the playing time. There's no doubt about that. And there's been rumors for the last 2 years about Cam Ward and, them having him. They'd like to unload him. They can't find somebody to unload him to, all this stuff. So as long as Cam Ward's there, you have a 2 number 1 goalie situation, and Hudobin knows that. He wants to be the number 1 guy. So, obviously he's looking for the good results and the wins during the preseason.
Well, as far as the goaltending situation here in Columbus, we know who's number 1, but Curtis McElhaney's had a great camp and preseason as well. I think the Jackets coaches have to be pretty satisfied with the way their goaltending situation looks like going into the regular season.
Yeah, and, Sergei had a good night tonight. He made some really good saves. The one that he made on a goal that wouldn't have counted even if it had been a goal, it had gone across the line, it wouldn't have counted. I'll bet you that one will be all over television.
Probably.
And it would have meant nothing. Yeah. But the point is, these guys are ready. They're both ready. And Sergei, did he have his best game tonight in goal? No, you can make the argument that he didn't. There were some things that we saw from him that you won't see on his best nights, but his team scored 6. So that's the way it goes. Sometimes if you're not having a great night, you need those guys to go out and score. They did that tonight. Sometimes they're having a terrible night as a group in front of you. You're having a great night, and you win that game 1-0. So tit for tat. It's all fair. And but, again, overall, yes, you look in between the pipes, there's no question about anything. Those 2 guys are solid. Those 2 guys are set. They know where they're going to be. The team knows where they're going to be. That's the most important thing. And so that you never want to be that team going into camp saying, what are we doing in goal? And the Blue Jackets are not that team.
Nope. We're still waiting on Coach Todd Richards. Do you think that they may be discussing who's staying and who's going?
They could be. They could
probably
be.
Why this is taking a little longer than usual?
Yeah, they could be because there's one preseason game left on Saturday night, and you have 2 days before that game. So if there are some guys they have made decisions on, then maybe they want to notify those guys tonight and they want to get them out tomorrow so that they can go to wherever they're going to go. If you're going to go to Springfield, their camp started already. So if you get them out of here early tomorrow, you can get them there. They can be practicing by, what is today?
Today
Wednesday?
Is Wednesday.
Okay,
yes.
So they can be practicing by
first day of October.
I have a better chance of telling you the date than the day. I'll guarantee you that.
Exactly.
But so it's possible that that's going on, and they might be doing that. They did it after the Pittsburgh game the other night so that guys knew and they could get out on Sunday on early flights and get back to the teams they were going to. So that's very possible that they could be having those discussions. I saw Yarmo going down the hall. He always goes down the hall and talks after the games, but that could be tonight's conversation. We'll wait and see.
All right. Dare we take a break then?
Dude, hey, you're running this show. Why are you looking at me? Yeah.
Okay. Let's take
a break.
Go ahead.
Take a break.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll see if Todd Richards is
ready
to go, and then we'll also get your play of the game and the save of the game as we continue with the Tim Hortons Post-Game Show on BlueJackets.com and the Scioto Downs Blue Jackets Radio Network. Jacket 6-3 winners over the Carolina Hurricanes. Todd Richards is at the podium. Let's go to his live press conference.
I think we tried to do that too much. We slowed the game down, and that doesn't favor us because we're a hard forechecking team. We're good when we get pucks below the goal line. We didn't do that enough in the second period. I think we got much better in the third. Started to play in their zone, and then we were able to score some goals and finish. So it's hard for me to, it really, what's forefront on my mind right now is just more our team play, our systematic play than really individuals.
Talking of the systematic play, the team play that you bring up, did Chaput, Wenberg, Dano, not just the goals that were scored, but the way that they played the game, did they play it the way you want them to play in that system?
Again, you're asking about individuals, and I'll have to go back and watch the video. There wasn't anything that came out of the game where, that guy was bad. There was nothing like that. I think there were probably more good things, but I think as a team game, we just slowed it down too much.
Todd, just want to get your reaction to the news on Boone officially now being out for a while as you start the season. Just wanted to get an idea of how that maybe changes things for you as you finish up camp here. You get one more preseason game, and how that may affect your thinking in terms of building the roster.
Not a lot. Obviously we're losing an impact player for us, a young player that grew a lot last year. I think there was high expectations of Boone, and just his energy, his physicality, and there's a lot of talent and skill there. The good problem we have right now is, you guys saw it tonight. We've had this whole camp. We've had individuals who have come in and done a really good job for us. And so the depth of the organization is much better than what it was a couple of years ago. And based on the performances that we've had through camp, you're going to miss Boone. You're going to miss a lot of things that Boone brings. But I think there are some players that can step in and help with that.
Todd, how comfortable would you be in using tonight's lineup, say, next Thursday night?
Very comfortable. Very comfortable. I think, we're seeing what a lot of these players can do, and I'm starting to see some combinations too. I think that are effective. And once we get, Doobie's a big part of our team. Once he gets back into the lineup, and how he plays the game, obviously that's, you're adding a top end center into your lineup. So that'll be a huge help.
Will all these players be around tomorrow?
Oh, we're coming in and practicing tomorrow, yes.
Todd, how can a 6-1 preseason record, how does that, or can that translate into a good start or a positive start to the season next week?
The only thing right now is maybe some confidence going in. That we've done some good things. We still have a long ways to go. As I said, we got away from some things that brought us success in other games. We got away from some things that brought us success last season. Really our identity. And I think once we got back there, we were better tonight. But winning games is better than losing games. And I know it's exhibition, preseason, and the points, once this is over with, we go right back to zero. But it does give you, I think, a little bit more confidence that you're doing the right things because you're getting the results that you want. Thanks.
And we both agree, winning is definitely better than losing. There's no question about that.
Yeah, it was over at that point. What else are you going to say, right? Press conference over.
Comments from Blue Jackets head coach Todd Richards. That leads right into our post-game summary, which is presented to you by the Crown Plaza Hotel in the Arena District, the official hotel partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jackets were able to get off to a quick start halfway into the first period. Matt Calvert was on the board, and the Jackets had a 1-0 lead. But the Canes came back in period two, got 2 goals a minute and 18 seconds apart to take a 2-1 lead. And the Jackets tie it back up on a Matt Calvert deflection. That made it 2-2 as we headed into the third period. And early in the third period, we get our Big Lots big play of the game. Score your own big play at Big Lots. Check out your nearest location today. The big play of the game provided by rookie Marco Dano.
He's kind of rolled right off the toe of the stick. Wenberg gets it back. Wenberg into the slot, puts it left side to score! Marco Dano, fresh off the bench, pounds it home. 41 seconds into the period, the Blue Jackets lead 3-2.
Now, what was funny when Bob was watching the replay of that goal shortly after that, he thought that Wenberg was surrounded by two Carolina players, and all of a sudden another one comes into the picture, and then a fourth one comes into the picture, and he finally gets the puck off to Dano, who blasted it home.
Yeah, normally a rookie doesn't draw the attention of four guys, but he did. And Marco Dano, fresh off the bench, as he just told me a couple of minutes ago when I talked to him in the dressing room, he said, I closed my eyes and took the shot. So you're good when you don't have to look at it, and you just shoot it, and you put it in the spot that he did right there. So that was great, and it's great for him, and he gets on the board. And again, when you do so many good things during camp, and you know you're doing good things, but you'd like to get rewarded with points too, or you'd like to get a goal. Well, he gets that tonight, and that was a fantastic. That is rightfully the Big Lots big play of the game tonight.
And Bob has this idea too. If Marco Dano sticks with the team, and he gets
when
a goal,
he does, whether it's now or whether it's
you think he's going to go stick with the team opening night, week from tomorrow night?
I don't know. I think he made a good case tonight, though.
Okay, no doubt. What we'd like to see happen is if Dano, when he gets a goal, when the goal announcer says Marco, we need the crowd to go Dano. Like Marco Polo, right?
Exactly.
Bob's idea.
And as I said during the game, and then we'll see if the defense can find him, because they didn't.
Exactly. No doubt.
Keep on yelling. He's over in the corner.
There you go.
No, he's on the half wall. No, he's it's too late.
So the Jackets get the 3-2 lead on Dano's goal right there. Eventually, they would have a 5-3 lead. We talked earlier about Artie Anisimov's goal. But then the Carolina Hurricanes went on a power play, and it was up to Sergei Bobrovsky to keep it a 2-goal game. He did, and that takes us to our Ohio Health Save of the Game. Ohio Health, the official healthcare provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Tonight's Save of the Game provided by who else? Sergei Bobrovsky.
Varner on as the defensive pairing here. Anisimov and Letestu up front. Big shot by the Hurricanes. Oh, and Bobrovsky was falling backwards. And he made the save. They're going to call interference here. But what a play by Sergei Bobrovsky.
Now, we know the goal wouldn't have counted if there had not been a penalty on that play, but, I mean, come on. The guy's falling backwards, got hit in the chops, and had the presence of mind to sweep his hand behind him and still keep that puck from going across the goal line.
Absolutely, and that's what one of the best goaltenders in the world does, and he's not worried about he's not thinking, well, they're going to whistle this down. It's not going to be a goal. He has no idea.
Right.
He just knows my job is to keep that puck out of the net, and he contorts himself to be able to do that, and that's a great save. And like I said, That'll pop up all over the place, and it is a play that would have resulted in absolutely nothing anyway.
Jackets get an empty netter from Dano to end things off with the 6-3 victory, and boy,
come on, not just an empty netter.
I know,
mean,
it went the length of the ice pretty much.
Yeah, it's like 170 feet down the ice off the backhand, and it found the empty net. So it was that was impressive. Really.
Well, at the two pretty empty netters so far for the Jackets in the preseason, because Cam Atkinson had that one, that chip off the wall the last time we were here at Nationwide, and this one, I mean, it's almost coast to coast.
Most of the time when the puck gets up on end like a tire, it rolls the wrong way. It doesn't roll in there. It rolls off the other way, or it starts to spin, and it goes away. But Marco Dano's, it was like there was a magnet in the back of the net, and it just drew the puck right in there. And that's great. And again, great for him, because he walks away from this game, whether he makes the final roster or not, he walks away from this game saying to himself, I can play in the National Hockey League. I know I can be there. I'm going up against guys that are regulars in the NHL, and I had 2 goals in a game, and I worked my tail off to be able to do that. So no matter what happens to him at this moment, he still walks away from this game knowing that he belongs.
Not only 2 goals, but he created a lot of scoring chances for himself in addition to those 2 goals. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check out your preseason Time Warner Cable NHL scoreboard, and we'll look ahead to the final preseason game for the Jackets coming up on Saturday against the Clampett's favorite team as we continue on the Scioto Downs Blue Jackets Radio Network. We are back at Nationwide Arena. The Tim Hortons Post-Game Show continues. Mark Wyatt, Bob McKelligot with you. The Jackets 6-3 winners tonight over the Carolina Hurricanes. One of 5 games on the Time Warner Cable preseason NHL scoreboard tonight. Not a whole lot happening as the preseason winds down. And earlier tonight, the Buffalo Sabres were playing the Washington Capitals, and they smoked them 6-1. Matt Molson had a couple of goals for the Sabres in that contest. Tyler Ennis scored, and Nick Foligno's brother Marcus had a goal in that game for the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, the Jackets open up against them in Buffalo a week from tomorrow night.
I hope they got it out of their system tonight.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, kind of wonder what kind of lineup Washington had.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't all that defense they paid for through the nose in the summer.
Jason Chimera, by the way, had the lone goal for the Caps. Pittsburgh had Sidney Crosby on the ice for the first time tonight. They go into Detroit and beat the Wings 2-0. And earlier today, Detroit GM Ken Holland said he does not think he'll have Mike Babcock signed to a new contract by the time the season starts next week.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
because he's a free agent at the end of the year.
Exactly.
And he will get whatever he wants from whoever wants him.
Couple of other games tonight. Montreal is playing in Chicago. That game is scoreless after 2 periods of play. And the Arizona Coyotes are taking on the Edmonton Oilers tonight. They are tied at 1 apiece. That one is in period number 2 in Edmonton. Still getting used to Arizona Coyotes.
You'll get used to it.
Think so?
Cardinals did it years ago.
Yes, they did. Yeah, that's true.
It
that's
happens.
True. Final preseason
it's all
game.
inclusive, Mark. We want everybody to feel
the
part
whole
of
state. Final preseason game coming up on Saturday night. Yay. Jackets taking on the Nashville Predators. I'm sorry. Preseason is a trudge. You know,
not when you're 6-1. It's not.
Well,
it's not when you're 6-1.
0 points.
I know.
We need to start these regular games.
I get that. I get all of that. But at least everybody's in a good mood. And
yes,
good things are coming from everybody that steps on the ice.
Might be a different lineup for the Jackets. I kind of wonder, like Kirby Reichel might be in the lineup coming up on Saturday night, unless he's on his way to Springfield now, but I would think they'd give him another crack.
Yeah, I would think so too. And you still now the question becomes on Saturday, who have you definitely decided on? What veterans do you want to sit out in that last game? You feel that you don't need to play. Those will be the decisions that'll go on by Saturday. But yeah, you're right. You get through Saturday, and that's everybody now is looking almost through that game. Yeah. Do they want to play in it? Guys like Kirby Reichel, those guys that want one more chance, one more shot. Domingo, yeah, they won in that game badly.
Yeah.
But for some other guys who are looking beyond that game, they know where they're going to be. They feel they have their game tuned up, and if they don't play in it, so be it. They're ready to play. Everybody's ready to play next Thursday, no matter what.
No doubt about it. Jackets 6-3 winners tonight over the Carolina Hurricanes. One final time out, at least on the Blue Jackets radio network. As far as BlueJackets.com and our stream is concerned, we are saying good night right now. We will continue with more on the Scioto Downs Blue Jackets radio network.